Jai Sai Ram. Chapter 23. Udi Distribution, Commentary on Ishopanishad, Solution by Kaka's Maid, Exceptional Teaching Style, Teaching of Ishopanishad. Udi Distribution. Coming out of the mosque and standing at the corner, Sri Sai Baba distributed Udi to devotees with very much kindness and love. The devotees, also standing in front of him, touching his feet, enjoyed the distribution of Udi. Baba distributed Udi with both his hands to the devotees and applied it on their forehead also. Complimentary on Ishopanishad. At one time, Das Ganu translated Ishopanishad in Obi-Chand, a certain measure in music, but by not understanding its essence, he was not satisfied with his work. Being so dissatisfied, he consulted many other very learned people to allay his confusion. But the problem remained as usual. Nobody could become successful to translate it without satisfactory. For this reason, Das Ganu was very upset. Sri Das Ganu had a thought that one who has got self-realization, only he can give the actual meaning of this Upanishad. When nobody could solve this doubt, then he decided to go to SHRI and see Baba. When he had the auspicious opportunity to go to SHRI, then he saw Baba, and after bowing to his feet, he placed the difficulty which he faced in the Upanishad before Baba and requested him to solve it. Sri Sai Baba blessed him and said, "There is no necessity to be worried. What is the difficulty in this? When you return, then at will parley, the maid of Kaka Dikshit will solve your difficulty." Listening these words, the people present there began to think that Baba is simply joking and began to say, "Can such a illiterate maid solve such a difficult problem?" But Das Ganu had firm belief that Baba's words can never be untrue, because Baba's words are the words of Brahma itself. Solution by Kaka's Maid. Having complete faith in the words of Baba, he went to Vilparley, subsidy of Bombay, and stayed in the house of Kaka Dikshit. Next morning, while Das Ganu was enjoying the sweet sleep of the morning, just then he clearly heard a poor girl's sweet song in melodious voice. The main subject of the song was one red color sari. How beautiful it was! The beautiful was it Anchal, a corner of a sari. How beautiful were its ends, etc. He felt the song very interesting. For this reason, he came out and saw that the song was being sung by a little sister of Namya, who was the maidservant of Kaka Sahib Dikshit. The girl was cleaning the utensils and was covering her body with only a torn cloth. In such poor condition, he saw her in happy mood. Das Ganu got pity on her, and the next day he requested Sri M.V. Pradhan to give the poor girl a beautiful sari. When Rao Bahadur M.V. Pradhan gave her a pair of saris to that girl, then as a hungry man becomes happy after fortunately getting sweet food, similarly her happiness knew no bounds. Next day, she wore the sari and, becoming pleasant, began to dance and got delighted in playing pugudi with other girls. Next day, she kept the new sari in the box and came in with torn clothes as usual. Even then, she was seen pleasant as she was the previous day. Seeing this, pity of Das Ganu turned into astonishment. His idea was that only for being poor she was to wear torn clothes, but now she has new sari which she kept carefully and was feeling the same pride and pleasure in wearing the torn clothes. The feelings of happiness or sorrow on her face were the expressions of her mental state. After having a deep thought over the incident, he came to the conclusion that one should be satisfied with whatever he has. Exceptional teaching style. The teaching style of Baba was exceptional and uncommon. Baba never went out of Shirdi, but he sent somebody to Machandragara some other to Kolhapur or Sholapur for penance. He gave his presents to some other during the day and to some other during the night. To someone while busy at work, to some others while sleeping, and fulfill their wishes. It is impossible to narrate how many facts that followed for teaching his devotees. In this special event, he sent Daskanu to Vilparley and got his problem solved by the maidservant. To those who had to think what was necessary of sending Daskanu outside, could he not himself made him understand? To them, the solution is that Baba had followed the right path. Otherwise, how could Daskanu get the precious teaching through a poor maid and her sari, which was creation of Sai himself? Teaching of Ishopanishad. The main teaching of Ishopanishad is relating to the science of ethics. It is the matter of pleasure, that is, the ethics of this Upanishad is definitely based on spiritual subjects, which has been narrated there elaborately. The Upanishad starts from this, that all things are otprath, woven and mixed in God Himself. This is sub-theory of self-realization status and the ethical preaching which can be achieved from it. That is, whatever is achieved from the blessing of God, one should remain satisfied with it and should be having strong belief that God is Almighty and whatever He had given, that only is useful for us. This is also narrated in natural way, that nature of greed of others' wealth should be stopped. The second preaching is relating to the character, that taking duty as the will of God, life should be spent, especially those actions which are narrated in SHRIs. In this context, it is said that Upanishad that so degrades by laziness, and in this way by doing selfless deeds, spending the life, one can achieve the ideal of selflessness. In the end, it is also said that who takes all living beings as his own form, to whom all creatures and matter have become his own form, how can he have ignorance? To such a person, there cannot be any reason of sorrow, for not being able to see own self in all creatures increases grief, ignorance, and sorrows. Jai Sai Ram.